Sonic and Sega's All-Star Racing Transformed is Sega's next try at making a mascot racer. And I have to say I had a lot of fun with it. Sure, it borrowed heavily from Mario Kart 7, but I do think there were parts where I think it did better than that game. There were many ways to play this title. In a time trial, or doing a Grand Prix, or just playing levels for stars. Those stars could be used to unlock new players for you to play in the tracks. Each of the characters could be leveled up for new mods for their cars, and the experience points that you earn are per racer, not per license. So it can be a bit exhausting to level up every character because it doesn't pool together. But if you have the time, you can do it. Graphically, the game looks great. There are a lot of different environments with their own unique look to them. There were times though where it was a visual overload and you could get lost in the environment, but most of the time it was quite enjoyable to look at. The tracks themselves were varied from a lot of Sega's intellectual properties. This game could have you racing around Sonic's world, and then just Skies of Arcadia, and then even Knight's world would show up. You never knew what franchise you were going to go to next. What I really liked was the tracks would change. Some of my favorite levels were where the tracks would fall apart, and you had to take different ways to get there. But of course this was a double-edged sword, because while it was fun to run a lap in a different way, it makes it harder to memorize the layout and improve your time on the next lap. The gimmick this time around is that the cars, in addition to being a car, can turn into a boat and a plane. However, the one drawback I found was that I really was annoying my kids every time I went to transform, because I would make the sound. I couldn't stop. It was just perfect for the situation. They should just be glad I didn't start singing, "You got the touch, bum bum, you got the power." These sections were fun to play, and they controlled just fine. I think the boat sequences were the most boring to play, since the sense of speed really wasn't there. Once I got used to the plane controls, it was fairly easy, and it seemed to be the fastest of the three. I like the sense of fake freedom that they gave me. I say fake because the world that you fly around is quite big, but it still is an enclosed area if you try to go exploring too much, and you'll just fly right into an invisible wall. Having the action take place in the air sometimes helps explain why Sonic would even need a car. Sure, it was still strange. He could outrun any of these cars, but he still chooses to race in one. Without the Chaos Emeralds, he couldn't fly, so I guess he would have a hard time keeping up with the world if he didn't have a racing car, so it's cool this time. Just like a normal mascot racer, there are item blocks for you to drive through, and those items can be used to help you move faster or help you take out the other characters. One of my favorite items was the glove. It was purely a defensive item as it blocked attacks from the back. I like having a few seconds where I didn't have to worry about fireworks, ice shots, or drones being shot at me by many different racers. Now the title controlled fine. The only thing I really didn't like about the controls was that there was only two different options. Not that I had any problems with the way the buttons were laid out, I just wish that it was a little bit more than just two different ways to control the characters. Now the game can be played with up to 4 people. The others will use Wiimotes, and I found those controls just as fine. There is also an online mode where you can race other people. In addition to the racing mode, there's also a straight racing mode which won't have any power-ups, and the normal battle mode. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed was one of the better mascot kart racing games out there. It controlled well, the level designs were always different, and it was overall really fun. There was plenty for you to unlock, and there are hours and hours worth of content if you want to level up your characters or get more stars to unlock more characters, so I do think this game is worth a buy.